Good morning and welcome to the channel. I've been camping for a good few years now, wild camping since I was a youth really. I've taken my children wild camping in Scotland and I've done some really interesting camps around the UK, but I've never ever made videos, and lately I've noticed there's a real interest in wild camping, and a lot of questions I get asked is, how do you start? Well, basically I live about a mile down the road, so what I'm going to do is go out and do a wild camp recce. So this is what I would do on a weekend I can't get out. Maybe take the dog for a walk, maybe go into some woods I haven't been into, or some interesting features that I was really wanting to check out for a wild camp. So I'm off today to Kyloe crags. I'm going to have a walk through the forest, have a look for some mushrooms, and I'm also going to take the dog for a walk. And on the way up to the crags, I'm hopefully going to find somewhere to camp in the future, and I'll mark that. So if you'd like to come with me, this is how I do my recce's for wild camps. Come along and it'll be good fun. Thank you. Right folks, we've entered Kyloe Woods, and we are just going to have a wander up past Flora House. And one of the reasons I've chose today to come into Kyloe Woods, it's August in Northumberland, and the flies, biting flies, midges, can be pretty awful. So by choosing a slightly windy day where there's a bit of air moving, then you get the chance of the midges and flies not being so bad, and it makes your walk quite pleasurable. All these things are actually quite important if you really want to enjoy your time outside, because there's nothing worse than getting savaged by midges and biting flies and crags. So hopefully choosing the right day is a big the fly just buzzed me, is a big part of enjoying your time outside, but also you get to see the wonderful views as well. Okay, we'll have a slow wander on. Molly the dog's enjoying the time. I'm enjoying seeing the being out in the woods and just enjoying the countryside. And actually, midges and flies are not too bad at the moment. So folks, just out in Kyloe Woods, as I've already said, and I thought I'd show you a few of the trees that we have. So here we have a sweet chestnut. Now a sweet chestnut tree is the one that gives you your chestnuts for Christmas stuffing, and they don't grow to a massive size in the north here because it's just not the right climate. With climate change you might see a difference to that. You do get them in the south, but actually Spanish chestnuts are the place to get them. Moving across, just some basic trees. Okay, you've got a monkey puzzle there. Again, not native. Well, this one's not native to this country, but it's introduced. Monkey puzzle, so called because it's very difficult to climb, even a monkey. And then we've got the sycamore tree. So, classic leaves of the sycamore there with the red stem. Yeah, actually a weed. People don't really realise it's a weed, and it grows like wildfire, but it does make good firewood. And then we've got the classic indigenous tree, which is the hawthorn here, with incredible spikes, but really useful for nature, and a lot of insects depend on that. So yeah, and as we move on, this is your bracken. You know, people call it ferns, it's actually bracken. It's one of the most successful species we have. So we've been walking about 15-20 minutes. We're about a mile from the car, and actually it's turned into a really lovely afternoon. Just enjoying being out in the woods. The air's keeping the flies away. We've had some rain, so it's actually making everything look green and fresh. It's just a pleasure to be out, and sometimes that's all we need. It's just to get out, enjoy a bit of nature, enjoy the countryside, listen to the sounds, not worry too much about doing this sort of stuff, making videos, capturing the moment on iPhones. Less screen time, more green time. However, thoroughly enjoying my walk, following a route I'd mapped out on OS, which I'm a premium subscriber to because it's a fantastic app, and it's on my phone, it's on my laptop, so I can plot my routes and have a look. It's funny, I had it's not actually funny. I had COVID back in January, and to be honest, I've really struggled with fitness. So getting out into the woods means a lot. You can probably hear me puffing a bit there. And to be honest, I've put some weight on, and I've lost a lot of fitness thanks to that damn virus. So now we're out and about, getting some more green time, and really just enjoying being out in nature. Okay, we're going to push on. So here's our first view of the crags. Hopefully you can see them. So what I'm going to do next is check the map, check the app, just to make sure I'm in the right spot. But don't forget, you know, using maps, you must understand how to read them. You must be able to use a compass. However, I'm kind of on home ground here, so I know where I am. So okay, we'll get around the corner and we'll just establish where we are. So folks, this is the OS app. I'm now going to just find out exactly where I am. There you go, that's me there. The little arrow is pointing north, and we're right alongside the crags there. You can see above us there's a, I think you can see it, there's an old fort, Iron Age fort. So we need to really be thinking about climbing this. So what we'll do is we'll look for a gap and find a path up, and we'll catch you then. Cheers. So folks, we've found the crags. Now looking for a little path through on the right, which will take us in a little pass, and then we'll be able to climb up and above the crags, have a look at the views, and recce for a camp spot. So we'll bring you back when we find the path. So folks, we've found our little path that we need to take for a cut through into the crags. So here it is, I'll show you that now. And this was all done identified on the laptop OS maps and then on my app. But like I say, no substitute for being able to map read. So let's head away to the crags. So folks, we are leaving Kyloe Forest. We're heading up towards the crags now. So this is an identified track that goes through. There's Molly working deep. So you can hear that wind, feel the wind coming there now, and as I say, it's a blessing because it keeps the flies away. So hopefully when we cross this bit here, we'll see a track up to the crags, and there we go. There's Kyloe, East Kyloe Farm, and there's the North Sea and Holy Island in the distance. Folks, just sort of scooted to the left of the crags just to get a shot of the beautiful views we have. I'll sort of throw you around a wee bit. As you can see, the light's not great, it's directly in my eyes. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is climb up there and see if we can find a decent spot for wild camping in the future. So let's get up there and we'll bring you back when we find, or we're looking for somewhere. Okay? Well folks, we've climbed up the crags a little bit, and a beautiful, beautiful Scots pine tree there. And if you can see, there's a bit of a bank where Molly is, and there's shelter from the ghost bus behind us, and to three sides, and there's actually no access there, so you're quite well sheltered. And actually that means that, you know, you haven't got a threat of quads coming up on you or Land Rovers coming up on you. The only problem with this spot is it's on a slope, so actually you need somewhere a little bit flatter than this, which is a shame because it's a great spot. If you just have a look behind me, there's Holy Island, down into Fenwick, down into Kyloe there. Just beautiful spot, great views. Unfortunately, this isn't the spot for us, so we'll keep looking. Here we are, fantastic views, and we're actually on the outer ramparts of an Iron Age fort. So if I just take you, you might excuse the wind noise. These here are the ramparts, and that's the view that you're defending. Just incredible views there. And obviously you've got the crags behind us, so you'd have to scale those if you were going to attack this little village or fort. Incredible. Okay, so what we're going to do is head into there, and that's where we're going to try and find somewhere to camp. This would have been ideal if it was flatter, but you're open there, you're really open to the farm workers coming around at night, so you don't really want that. Let's pop into the woods and see what we can find. So there we've got our monkey puzzle trees. The light's not great, but in the distance there's Holy Island. Looking over to Fenham Hill there, the A1, Beachcomber House, Goswick Beaches, and then across inland, ultimately to Lowick and Holborn. But this is just a fantastic spot. So I would probably mark this off as a definite. I'd make a note in my location little log that I'd need to bring some water. Yeah, because Molly would need water, or I would need water. But this is just incredible. Look at that. So I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to get set up with a Trangia, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Well guys, I've got the Trangia on, but I'll just give you a little safety tip. So when you're in a place and you're worried about fire, I use the bottom bowl with water on, and that was a tip I learned of someone a long time ago, and that stops any heat being transferred through. So basically it keeps the bottom there, so hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. I'm a huge fan of the transfer systems. I think they're just wonderful bits of kit. You can get the fuel, I use methylated spirits absolutely anywhere. It's really cheap. You've got all the kit that you need in one little handy pan. Just a great system, absolutely great. What do you reckon, Miles? Time for a sandwich? Come in, come here. You love it, dear, don't you? Eh? Get back then. Yep, I'll get the kettle boiled and we'll bring you back. Oh, good girl. So guys, there we are. Cup of tea, fresh cup of tea, nice sandwich. Beautiful views. No flies. Bothering me, I'm getting Molly a bit. You done? Not a bad spot for a wild camp, is it? So what we'll do, Molly and I will finish our lunch and our cup of tea. We'll get a little area packed away, clear up all our admin, make sure we leave nothing, including tea bags and bits of foil. There's my foil, there's my little bit of kitchen roll. I had just got to clean things. We're going to get tidied up now, everything back in the backpack. Mark this as a definite, and we'll be back for a camp. So there we have it, absolutely no trace at all, not even a scorch or anything from fires or a trangia. Had water at hand all the time to put any fires out. So I'll show you the camp, or rather the kitchen. Oh. So as you can see guys, a little bit of a footmark, but that's easy stamped out, and there we go, leave no trace. Well folks, we are packed up and heading back down now. So just a final word on once you've found your location and you've marked it after a recce, I always check the map to see if there's an easier way in, see if there's a quicker way in, see if there's an easy access out in case you have an emergency. So I check the broadsheet maps, I check the app and look for access and footpath points to get out. But just another handy tip just to make your life easier and more enjoyable. So yeah, we're getting low on battery, so we're gonna wander back to the car and we'll have a final word there. Well, that's it for this one. Many thanks for joining us. So I've showed you how I find my wild camping spots, how I recce them, how I make sure there's somewhere safe to pitch the tent. That means I can rock up a little bit later if need be, and I know that I've got somewhere safe to put the tent. So if you like what we do, hit the like button, subscribe. We're only a young channel and we could do with a few subscribers. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye bye.